Om Shri Sai Ram. Humble prostrations at the divine lotus feet of our beloved Master, Bhagavan Shri Sathya Sai Baba. Dhyana Vahini, Chapter 8. One-pointed attention is essential for meditation. Summary. Avoid no-pointedness and many-pointedness. No-pointedness is the stage of sleep. It is also called the quality of ignorance or tamoguna. Many-pointedness is the result of the restless quality, rajoguna, turning the vision of the opened eye on creation and its sights. Avoiding both without falling into these two extremes, the pure quality, sattva guna, will become one's nature, and concentration of the mind can also be easily acquired. Select the name that you like and the form of that name. That name itself is the mantra. Whatever the name and form that first gave you contentment, hold fast to them without swerving. They will get implanted in the heart without fail. Afterward, everything will happen through His grace. Stick to the task of taming the mind. The mind too naturally runs in different directions when you begin remembrance, but you must not yield to despair, anxiety, or indecision. Within a short time, your speech and thoughts will come under your own grip. The purpose of one-pointed attention, ekagrata, is to make you stick to the name without altering it and to keep its form always in sight. Perform meditation until your mind comes firmly under your control. Let the mind run wherever it likes. Just be careful not to follow it. It is like a little child that knows nothing. Since the mother is following it and calling it back, it gets the courage and confidence to run forward in any direction. But if the mother does not run behind the child and instead retraces her step quietly, the child too, of its own accord, will run back to the mother. Everything is pure. Everything is God. Do not entertain in your mind the idea of purity or impurity while doing this spiritual practice or meditation. Cultivate love for the Lord. It has infinite potentiality. Do not mistake this temporary abode as your eternal dwelling place. Before the messenger of death comes, be ready with the thought of God. Key takeaways from this chapter. First, stick to one name and one form. That which appeals to you the most and comes to you naturally will be the best for you. Infinite, omnipresent, and omnipotent though God may be, He allows the great doorway to Him to be opened by just a small, simple key, that of the name and form of your choice. But digging for a well in multiple locations is not only inefficient, it is also foolish. Strike hard enough in one spot for long enough, and finding water there will eventually be a certainty. Second, false association of the mind as being our own selves, and therefore feeling the compulsion to follow its every whim, is the most important delusion that we need to address first in meditation. Treating that mind as something we have and not something we are, and as having the temperament of an errant child, will give us the clarity to remind the mind that it is really you who is the master and it needs to follow your bidding and not the other way around. Third, all our typical associations of identity, that is, our body, parents, children, relatives, have all been given to us in some shape or form, and not a function of active choice on our part. When we start connecting to the giver and not just what is given, we will find the true purpose of our being. Therefore, while we should aim to be connected to God at every moment of our life, it is extremely important that we call to Him now, such that at the moment of death only He comes along and nothing else. End of Chapter 8. Jai Sai Ram.